Welcome to the Collector Cave, and today we have a review of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, the Zack Soldier Second Class. This release came out, I think, January of 2023. I got it a few months ago, along with the First Class Zack, and I've just been kind of sitting on it. But here's the review. So, yeah, Zack Fair. So, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII. And the Reunion is kind of the remake version of Crisis Core. Came out a few years ago, updated graphics, stuff like that. But this is a Zack second class. So second class is lower than first class with soldier status in Final Fantasy VII. And so this is kind of his earlier stage. But, I don't have any other Crisis Core figures but this Zack and the other one. But this one particularly was only available on the Square Enix store in Japan originally, and now it's also available in North America, and it's still available. You can order it if you want. I think it's $154, but yeah, it's still available. And I actually prefer this look of Zack over the first class. But just looking at the box art here, it's a little scratched up. I've noticed when I order from Square Enix, their packaging, I don't know what they do in their warehouse, but they really have a lot of scuffs and marks. So just keep that in mind if you order from Square Enix. But, very cool looking packaging. It's all black. You have the soldier sword here, because at this point he doesn't have the buster sword yet in the chronology of the game. But as you can see here, this is an official product. It has the hologram, and then it's for ages 15 and up. Choking hazard for 3 years and under. Here's the side of the box. Play Arts Kai. Zack Fair, Soldier Second Class. And on the back, we get just one picture of the figure standing there. Looks really cool. Very good look. And, there's more figures you can collect. There's a bunch of legalese. There's the UPC or US, whatever. Yeah, UPC, right? Code. And then it does open, just like the other Play Arts Kai. There's magnets here and here. And it opens to reveal the figure behind plastic. And a nice artwork there of the figure and some background stuff there as well, too. So, yeah, I'm excited for this. You can see the soldier sword. There's no buster sword with this version. And so you're going to have a different sword, different hair sculpt, face sculpt than the version with the buster sword. So let's get this guy out of packaging and take a look at all he comes with. Okay, here is Zack Fair, second class soldier, or soldier second class, and everything he comes with. Like all Play Arts Kai Final Fantasy figures, he comes with this basic stand and 2 grips here. One's bigger, one's smaller. I think with Zack, he won't need the big one. We'll see, though. Maybe he might. He might. And then a flight arm. And you can plug that flight arm in any of these holes in the stand to give him some stability when standing on your shelf. He also comes with some instructions, as most Play Arts Kai figures do. It shows you the hands he comes with. He comes with a total of 9 hands, which is nice. 3 of them hold the sword. And in order to put the sword on, you've got to take the bottom part of the hilt off, and then the hands slide into the sword. And then you can also exchange the sword. A piece has a peg on the back to plug into his back, so it's like on his back, which is pretty neat. And it shows you how to do that. And then here's just some stuff about the stand, some legalese. But yeah, let's get into it. So we see the sword here. This is the soldier sword he uses in Crisis Core. And it looks really nice. It's no buster sword, but that's the whole point, right? He graduates to first class, gets that buster sword eventually. But so for second class, this is what he got. And it looks really nice. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see the detail in that hilt. Some bronze work there. It looks really good. And then all you do is if you want to put on his back, you take this apart. And then this one's got a little peg back there. You slot it in to the sword, sword here somehow. Doesn't want to slot. Maybe it's backwards. Yeah, it was. It only goes one way. You slot it in, and then there's a plug-in in his back. You actually just pull this out, and then this plugs into his back, like so. So pretty cool. Nice engineering there. Simple but nice. I like it. And then he comes, like I said, with seven extra hands. These are just left and right open hands, open palms, gripping hands, whatever. Maybe like he's in an action pose. And then these 3 here are for holding the sword. So you've got 2 right hands and 1 left hand. So you could have him holding it with 2 hands, or with one hand. I believe the way these hands are done, you can, it changes the grip and how he holds the sword, whether he holds it straight up and down or kind of angled forward, as that one right there in the middle shows. And then here's the figure himself, Zack Fair. Zack looks really nice. I love his hair. I think his hair looks outstanding. Let me change the camera view here. All right, this is better. Yeah, so check it out. His hair looks awesome. It's really spiky. It is a little soft, but looks like this has got some playability in the back here too, a little bit. So yeah, these are actually, they're actually on some type of ball joint. You can't see it, but this hair up here moves a little bit, and then the piece down here is separate and moves as well. So it gives you a little dynamic range for the hair. You got it kind of flaring up there, which looks pretty cool. You can make it go down. Yeah, really neat. I love the way the hair looks. It looks awesome. Really black, looks nice. If we focus in on the head sculpt, it's kind of hard to tell because of the hair, but you can see the Mako eyes he has for being a soldier. They're infused with Mako energy. You can see the blue eyes. Doesn't have the scar yet or the earring. Actually, he does have the earring here. Look at that. The earring is there. I thought that was just on the first class. But there's that scar he doesn't have yet, which should be on the next version I'll review. But yeah, I thought this originally was probably the same body as Cloud, and it's not. A lot of this is different. Even the pants are different than Cloud's, the PlayArts Kai Cloud, and the shoulder pauldrons are definitely different than Cloud. As you can look, this one looks pretty good, not too much damage to it. This one's got a few markings on it. Over here you can see some markings. Shirt looks good. It's a little dirty, blackish blue. This is all a soft rubbery piece that moves around the belt and the crotch area. It's all soft rubber, which allows you to move the legs up more and get more articulation, as we'll go over in a minute. But yeah, overall, I think it looks really good. You have like a black wash over the blue, some blue highlights here. So I think this looks really good. And there's his boots, a lot like Cloud's, but some subtle differences. So this wasn't just like a rehash of a Cloud body. They actually did a new mold and everything for it, which is pretty cool. So let's do articulation. So the head and neck are both on ball joints, so it gets you some good range. You can look down pretty good, and with his hair moving back, he can look up really good. Check that out. That's awesome. And then he has some good range side to side. Pretty good there. Arms are on ball hinge joints, I believe. And, the PlayArts Kai have these kind of different way of doing their joints. To get the arm to go forward, you've got to twist it and pull it forward. But he gets about 90 here. There is bicep swivel and then double jointed elbows, which go really good. That's what the elbow joint looks like. Not the prettiest, but it is, for an open flesh arm, it's not bad. And then actually these arms do go forward easy, unlike Cloud's. So that's pretty cool. And then the wrists are ball hinge. Yeah, ball hinge, and they're ratcheted a little bit because sometimes weapons get a little heavy with these figures. It helps hold the weapons up better. And then the chest is on a ball joint, although it doesn't give you a whole lot of range. He bends forward okay and bends back pretty good. He can twist at the upper torso pretty good. And there's also a ball joint down here, but because the plastic's there, you can't really get a little bit, as you can see. The legs are on ratchets, and you can hear it, and they go up about 90. There is a thigh cut right here, so you can get some thigh rotation there. And then the knees are double jointed. And you can see what this looks like. Again, not the prettiest, but with it being all blue, it's not horrible. I think it looks better than Cloud's for some reason. I don't know why. I like the pants better than Cloud's. We'll show a comparison in a little bit. And then the ankles are ball hinge joints as well, which the way these are, you can never get good rocker on them, ankle tilt, because unless you twist this ball joint here, unless you turn it sideways, then you can get some tilt, but I'm not going to mess with that too much. And then there's toe articulation on the boots. And the boots are actually finished. There's actually tread on them, like a mini Hot Toys. Pretty cool. So pretty good articulation, and the articulation feels good, nice and buttery. Nothing feels loose, which is always a concern with figures. This figure, I haven't measured him yet, but this is like a 1/8 scale. It's not 12 inches. It's probably closer to 10, maybe a little bit over 10. So it's its own thing. The shoulder pads look like they're on a hinge. There's a hinge up in here. It's hard to see, but there's a hinge. So that gives you more mobility. Yeah, I like it. Let's go ahead and strike some poses with this sword. So here's Zack striking a Wakanda Forever pose, just showing that you can fold his arms pretty good with the soldier's sword on his back, plugged in. That plug was a little difficult to take out, but yeah, it looks good. You know, the iconic look with the Buster sword is something most people like better than this, but I love that they made two versions of Zack because the hair is completely different, and I love the look of this hair. So yeah, he looks really good. Look at that. Details look great. The sweater looks really good. If I zoom in, it looks like a real sweater, even though it's just, you know, plastic. The detail on the sweater looks really nice. You can see almost like the sewing, the stitching in it and everything. Yeah, this is a really, really well done figure. I'm liking it. Let's get the sword in his hands now. All right, so as Play Arts Kai figures go, this may have been the easiest hand change out, adding it to the sword I've ever had with any figure. Super smooth, super easy. Those hands go on and off real easy. Nice friction fit. They slide up on the sword good. I forgot to put the bottom of the knob on here. That comes off, that part comes off, so the hands can slide on. So I put the hands on first, and then I connected them to the wrist pegs. But yeah, I mean, pretty cool, right? He can hold this thing pretty good. You can probably get him holding it down, however you want to do. Let's try getting him holding it back more. Let's see what we can do here. It's going to definitely take some finagling. But if we move these hands around, you might be able to get him like he's coming down with it. If I zoom out a little bit, you might be able to see that actually. So move his legs out a little bit. Again, this is where the rockers and the ankles will work better, but yeah, pretty cool. I think it looks really good. Get that hair flying up. Let's see. Yeah, get the hair up like he's running forward. Check that out. Super cool. Let's try another pose. Okay, so here's another pose where he has the sword coming down over his head, like he's coming down to hit a bad guy or a creature. I tried putting him on the stand, but he's too heavy to be in a flying pose, and so he was just making the stand topple. Maybe if you tighten the screws in the stand, it might hold, but yeah, you can just see here, rather simple pose of him flying through the air, coming on down, a little dynamic. Okay, so here's one of Zack holding this soldier sword over his shoulder with his arm outstretched. I'm using the stand. I'm actually using the smaller grip grabber, which actually works around his waist. As you can see down there, it really kind of blends in, looks like part of the belt. So that's kind of cool. And he's on the stand there and he's being held supporting. So if you want to put this on your shelf and not worry about him falling over, you can strike a pose like this and that stand will hold him just fine. And again, I think if you get a screwdriver, you can maybe tighten up those metal screws to hold in place. I've never done that before, but I think it's a possibility. So yeah, very cool. Let's do some size comparisons. Okay, and here is Zack, Cloud, and Sephiroth all together. And I've kind of recreated the cover of Crisis Core Reunion. This is kind of what it looks like. Yeah, pretty cool. As you can see, Sephiroth is still the tallest. Although Zack is a little taller than Cloud. I measured Zack. He comes in at about 10 3/4 inches to the top of his hair. And Cloud is like 10 1/2 to the top of his chocobo thing there. Chocobo hair. So yeah, pretty cool. You know, side by side, these guys all look really good. You can see the height difference there. But yeah, awesome. Yeah, it looks good. So at the end of the day, is this guy worth it? I think if you like Zack Fair a lot, if you're a huge fan of Crisis Core or even Final Fantasy, I would say yes. Most people will probably want the Soldier First Class. It comes with the Buster Sword, but I like this look better. I do have the other one. Other one is more expensive than this one, I think by like 30 bucks. So keep that in mind. But at 154, you know, the price on these Play Arts Kai have gone up. Like anything in this world today, it's kind of frustrating, but it's an import figure. It's tough to get around that living here in North America. But yeah, I think it's worth it. I like him a lot. Let's just take one more detailed look at him again. So at the end of the day, I'm glad I have him added to my collection. I'm not sure how I'm going to display him when I also have the Soldier First Class, or I'll put that one in my collection. But for now, I'm enjoying this. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, you know, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Until next time, this has been Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, Zack Fair, Soldier Second Class by Play Arts Kai.